Have you ever had the experience of delaying collecting money from a potential client because you didn't have the systems in place to send the invoice or take in the payment? Today, we're tackling an important part of the money conversation, your business operations. I'm going to show you how to bring structure and flow to your business through systemization. If you don't have your business operations in order, there are all sorts of ways that your business is bleeding cash. Getting your ops in orders will set you up for a more profitable and productive business. And that's all about what we're here for at the Daily Success Show. Before we start, I want to explain what business operations really are, because I feel like this is a term that's thrown around very casually. Your business operations are the foundation for how things work behind the scenes. Too many business owners get caught up in trying to find the latest marketing tip or strategy, but they're not even set up to bring in clients or take payments or onboard them. So first, let's get clear on what we're talking about when we're mentioning front-end operations versus your back-end operations. Front-end operations are customer-facing things that need to happen in the business. Front-end business operations include your marketing, your sales, your customer support services, while your back-end operations include all the internal support activities that don't require face-to-face interaction with the customer. Your back-end business operations include administration, financial, your distribution, if you happen to be shipping part of your product or service, your client delivery, IT, your finance, human resources, if you have inventory that you're tracking, or things that you're manufacturing. Okay, that's your back end. Having strong systems strengthens the infrastructure of your business, establishes and helps you to maintain efficiency in the business. Now, from what I've seen, and this is with our clients and really across business owners generally, many people neglect their back office, this business operations piece. They're not tracking their numbers consistently, which allows you to take advantage of financial information at your fingertips. As a result, you can find yourself having cash flow crunches or feeling like you're strapped for cash. Right? So you look at the numbers at the end of the month and you actually made good money. However, there was so much stress during the month because things are coming in sporadically or all over the place, or there's just issue with how the cash is flowing out.
Daily success, and the week ahead. Be excellent, make money move, achieve your goals, transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, go and get yours, you better go get yours.
So today I'm going to share the operation systems that you need to have in place so your business is not losing money. All right. So we're continuing this, or not continuing, but sort of this is the final piece in the 3-part money series that we've done. And so if you haven't checked out the other episodes, I want to invite you to go back and do that. So the first episode in the money series was about investing in yourself, which is really about getting clear on the right business investments that you should be making, or how to think when it comes to being that CEO that needs to make financial decisions about what things you're going to invest in that will allow you to grow the business. All right. The second episode was all about money making activities, and really deep diving into how to spend your time, how to think about your time, how to value your time as a CEO of your business. Okay. And then this third piece is the business operations, so we can ensure your business is not losing money from that perspective. Now, If you don't have a lot of these systems in place, instead of getting down on yourself, get the support that you need to get it fixed. I'm telling you, there are all sorts of established businesses at every stage that have embarrassing behind the scenes of their businesses. It's like that basement or junk drawer or messy closet that you don't want anyone looking into. But now it's time to clean it up. All right. So let's jump into the systems that you need to set up in your business so that you are not losing or bleeding money. First is admin. This system ensures that your paperwork, contracts, legal documents, I'm talking incorporation documents, trademark documents, insurance paperwork, client agreements, and SOPs, which stands for Standard Operating Procedures, and your files, including your digital files, are all in order. At Daily Success Routine, we use Dropbox for all of our company file management and team access and file management. Each team member has their own folders where they can post their work, and we have folders for company files as well. For the files that we use every day, saying like these are most important files, they're labeled using a number in front, right? So you know how on a file you would normally just put the file name. Let's say if that file was your client work folder, right? Instead of just having everything named in name only, we put numbers in front of our most important files so that they rise to the top and then everything else goes below. So for us at Daily Success Routine, those folders are our marketing folder, our branding folder, our back office folder, team folders, product folder, our courses folder, and our client projects. Okay. So those folders are numbered sort of 1 through 7 or 8, 1 through 8, so that they rise through the top, and then everything else goes below that. So that's one way that we just use as a simple system for organizing our digital files. Some businesses like to use Google Docs or Google Business. Personally, I don't prefer it as a way of managing all of our company files. We do create things in Google Docs and share docs that way, but we do not, like most of our business files are not in any sort of Google software. Personally, I think it's a little bit clunky in how it's used, but I also feel like Google is using our data for other things. And so I'm just not interested in having most of our company information there. All right. So that was a quick little sidebar, but this is what you need to consider in setting up your admin system. All right. The next system that you want to have in place is your financial system. And I'm not mentioning these in any particular order. So if you're thinking about order, I'll talk about that in just a little bit. Your financial system is all about your bookkeeping, tracking the inflow and outflow of cash that you're spending and making, your accounting, tracking that taxes are getting collected and you know what needs to be paid. You're keeping a record of all your tax documents, your financial reporting. You know at a glance how much you bought in year to date. You know what to spend in different areas of your business, like your marketing versus travel or business training or business education. You know your profitability in your business. You're utilizing success metrics. These are your KPIs, right? Your key performance indicators, those numbers that will tell you how the business is performing from a financial perspective. Okay. So that's what you need in terms of your financial systems. Now, here's the thing about financial systems. It may seem like the least sexy of the systems to put in place, but it is certainly the most important. For years, I called myself being on point because I had QuickBooks, but this only allowed me to track my numbers, right? So if somebody asked me, hey, are you tracking your business numbers? Let's say if I was meeting with, someone who was providing some mentorship to me or advice, they would ask me if I'm tracking my numbers. And I could say, yes, I'm tracking my numbers. because they were all being downloaded into QuickBooks. But the reality was I was only storing the information. I was using, and I still do this today, I really only use my business debit card to make purchases. And I had all of my business bank accounts downloading into QuickBooks. So the information was captured, but I never established a consistent rhythm for going in there and reconciling all the accounts. So what a software does, like a QuickBooks or any other software on the market, FreshBooks, I know some people use other things, Xero, YNAB, whatever you're into. If you're only using it to download the information in there, but you're never establishing a consistent rhythm for going in there and reconciling the accounts, then that's a problem, right? So for me, occasionally, let's say like once a quarter, but more often at the end of the year, I was going in to reconcile everything. A painstaking disaster, let me tell you. So if you know yourself and you know you're not going to keep up with the whole debit and credit thing and using that software, then just stop kidding yourself. And I want you to do one of the following, okay? Option one might be to just hire a local bookkeeper for somewhere between $15 and $30 an hour who can simply keep your receipts up to date, right? So anytime you're doing any spending on your business debit card, hopefully you're tracking it all there. I personally do not use credit cards in my business. I just use a business debit card. So we're not building up credit card debt in the business. Like for me, if we don't have the cash to pay for things, we're not buying it. So that's just sort of my MO and how I operate as the CEO of Daily Success Routine. Everybody has, a different philosophy around that. My big point here is not whether or not you decide to take on debt in your business. My big point is that it's important to track how you're spending money. So instead of using cash, I would recommend a business debit card so that every single purchase you make is logged that way, right? Logged through your business account. Now, setting up software that you're not going to keep with is not solving anything. So I cut all of that out. And today I use Bench Accounting. Now, if you're interested in checking them out, then I have a special code for the Daily Success community. So if you go to today's show notes, which you can do right on your phone app, or so you can go to dailysuccessroutine.com/EP34 for today's episode, and you will find the special link to be able to take advantage of the discount with Bench. And so you'll get, if you use that link and code, you'll get a free month of bookkeeping from Bench. Just let them know Daily Success Routine sent you, and they will walk you through over the phone, get you set up, and deliver your books in a matter of days. Yes, you heard me right, days, okay? So you can get a free month of bookkeeping if you try them out. Now, I'm a big fan of Bench, and I'm going to tell you why. This has been a game changer for our business at Daily Success Routine. Bench is a software and a service wrapped into one. All of my data, all of the Daily Success Routine company information loads into their software, and I have a call once a month with my personal bookkeeper to go over my financial statements. Now, they're not sponsoring this episode, but maybe they should be. Let me say this. My revenues have more than tripled since I've had a financial system in place that allowed me to track my money consistently every single month. And I stopped playing the game of pretending like I was going to go in QuickBooks once a week and do all those debits and credits. All right. So get real with yourself. If you're not going to do it, then you need to get a bookkeeper that is going to help you with this part of your business. Do you think the CEO of a major like Fortune 500 or Fortune 100 company is wondering what they bought in last month or if they're on track to hit their revenue goals? Nope, not happening. If you want a bigger business, then you have to do better. All right. So get your financial system in order. The next system is HR. This system is all about setting up your people to win, integrating them into your company culture and the way that you work. Okay, so we're talking about finding great people to add to your team, onboarding and training new team members. This system documents exactly how it's all done inside of your business. At Daily Success Routine, we have a checklist that helps me to welcome a new team member. It shares the exact things that need to happen in order to get them set up. That includes things like setting up their email account or putting them on LastPass. This is how we share passwords with our team. Getting them set up in Hubstaff. This is how we help the team to track their time, right? So that they can get paid. We also have set up videos that walk a new team member through how do they get paid and what other things do they need to know to be successful as a team member. And trust me, you want to have some of the hard conversations with team members up front and not on the backside. Things like what it means if you're stealing time or not putting in your hours correctly, if you don't do things that you're supposed to do or deliver work on time. Have those conversations up front. Create systems or videos or checklists or walkthrough that help people get set up to win instead of trying to figure out how to deal with all that mess on the backside, right? It is totally not fun when you need to deal with team situations on the back end because something has gone wrong. It's so much easier to just have the tough conversation up front, let them know how you work best, what the expectations are, and then people feel like they're set up to win. There's also a document that I think you should look at instituting in your business. And what I'll do is link in the show notes to an article that I read about this. And it talks about how, managers, top level executives and managers should establish a user guide in their business or for their team members. So a user guide is essentially some ways to best work with you, right? So what's your personality like? What are your expectations? Like for me, I say to my team, like my love language is done, right? So I'm looking to know every single thing, items are getting completed in our project management systems. Things are getting checked off. My love language is done. So I'm less concerned about whether or not they're doing the work at 2 p.m. on the dot. I'm more concerned that the work got done that was supposed to be done for the day. So having a user guide can really help your people to understand how you work best, what you're looking for from them, how they can be set up to win. So I'm going to link to the article about creating your user guide in the show notes. I think it would probably be fun to do a whole episode around the user guide, and I could share my user guide with you. If that's something that you're interested, then let me know as well. All right. The next system is your marketing system. Oh, I know you're all about the marketing. Okay. So marketing, this is a system that allows you to attract your right people to your business, get and stay visible. This is a simple, uncomplicated way for your people, your tribe, your ideal clients to find you, get welcomed into your sphere of influence, to learn more about you, your work, and how you can help them. Now, it can be ads, workshops, speaking, webinars, whatever comes natural to you. Choosing how or what the thing is not the system. That's not what you're aiming for. What you're aiming for here is the process for how this gets set up and the path that it takes people on. It's the way that you can execute automatically and consistently to bring in leads to your business. That's what your marketing system is all about. All right. The next system is your content system. If content is part of your business, Maybe you're writing blog posts or doing videos or a podcast is a part of your content. The system is making sure that you're able to stay consistent and promote the business so that you can be top of mind with your ideal clients. This system maps out when you're going to write the outline for your podcast, draft the blog posts, take the photos, edit the videos, batch create a bunch of the episodes, get them edited, right? It's all the steps smoothly executed to make sure that it happens with the same level of quality and consistency every time without fail. Now, if you're doing all of these pieces right now in your content system, you gotta change that. So in all of these systems, I want you to know that this is not about you doing more. This is about figuring out how to make these things happen. All right. The next system that we're going to cover, and the last one, is client delivery. This system is all about how you deliver your service to your clients. Let's say, for example, you're a web designer. I love this example because I feel like it's a super relatable example for everyone, no matter what industry you're in. Now, once you've taken your prospect, right, the person who needs their website done, through your marketing system, which attracts in that lead to you, and then you've taken them through your onboarding system, which helps them to get started in the process of working with you. Now it's time to execute and deliver the work, okay? That is client delivery. This system addresses how you make all of those pieces happen, like getting the copy that you need for the site, the images, getting the site framed out, getting the mock-ups put together. Is there a designer on your team that's doing the mock-ups? Is there a designer who puts the site together for you? Maybe that's a junior designer or a contractor that's helping you with that. The big idea here is to set up this entire system so it works without you being in it. Now, you can oversee the process, but ideally you should not have to execute it all. And I know so many of my service-based business owners like you love the doing of the work, right? Like you're a real estate agent. You want to be out there showing the houses. You want to be interacting with the clients, right? That's all well and good. What I'm saying is not that you can't ever do that work. I'm saying that the work should not only be done by you, because what's going to happen when you want to go on vacation? Who is then going to go show the house? Do you just not bring in any income while you're on vacation? Or is it better to have a people or processes in place so that things can still happen when you need a day off? Like, it should not be an issue for you to be in bed at home and because you need to rest for a day because you're sick. You don't want to be in bed on your telephone, like making calls and still trying to make stuff happen. You got to take care of yourself, and having a tight client delivery process, trust me, will allow you to do it. So you can oversee the process, but ideally you should not have to execute it all. You want to be the person who can jump in and help when needed, but not the person who's doing all the steps. Now, you might feel like you have to do everything right now because you don't have the funds to hire the right people, and that is absolutely not true. That is a form of lack thinking, which means you need to check out episode number 4 of the Daily Success Show, Overcoming Lack Mentality, so that you can change your thought process around this. Now, if you build in the cost of the labor into your pricing, you can hire anyone that you need to deliver the work, right? The limitation is only in your thought process. It's not factual that you don't have the money. It might be factual that you're undercharging. And that's the thing that you need to change. This is your goal as a service-based business owner. Figure out how to insert your magic in the business. Be the talent. Be the CEO. Be the lead on business development, but not be the person who's wearing all the hats. Now, if you're new to this concept, then I highly encourage you to read the book, The E-Myth by Michael Gerber. It is one of my personal faves when it comes to business books. And as I have mentored people throughout my entrepreneurial career, it's often one of the books that I have gifted to entrepreneurs that do not have strong business operations in place. Obviously, listening to the Daily Success Show is going to be a strong resource for you too. But if you're looking for an additional deep dive, I do like Michael Gerber's book because he uses sort of a fable or storytelling that helps you to understand the idea of working on the business and not just in the business. Okay, so let's review the systems that you need to have in place will support your business so that you're not leaving money on the table. You get to be a professional and show up consistently, and you'll have a solid foundation for growth. All right, so the systems we discussed are your admin, financial, HR, marketing, content, and client delivery. Now, if you don't have all of these systems in place, you might be wondering, where do I start? So here's my recommendations. I want you to start with a financial system because if your money is in order, you can track it. You can make decisions on how to spend it. You can know what's coming in. You can know what the gap is. And it's a lot easier to grow your revenues and increase your revenues when you know the numbers. Okay. Then once you have the financial system in place, then I want you to work on your marketing system. So if you need a solid process for attracting and bringing in your ideal people and inviting them to work with you, that's what your marketing system is all about. This structure for that, remember, this is not about content. This is about structure. What is the path for having your ideal leads come into your sphere of influence? In my experience, I find a lot of entrepreneurs and business owners spend a lot of time focused on content, but they have no back end process for it, right? So you don't want to just be pushing out content, but there's no way to invite people into your sphere. Go back, listen to the whole thing around the marketing system and get that set up. So you could be posting your little heart out on social, but if there's no strategy on how to get people to work with you, bad move. All right. So get that marketing system in place, your funnel first, and then you can start thinking about content. Now, if you have a marketing system in order, then your second step would be to improve your client delivery so that you're no longer the bottleneck in your business. All right. The client delivery, remember, is all about how you're going to deliver that service without you being the person who's doing everything, without you being the web designer who's coding up the website or setting up the Squarespace if you do Squarespace sites or doing all of the work. There needs to be other people doing the work, and you account for that in your pricing. All right. So once you have those things in place, then it's time to level up and get your admin in order. Make sure your files are tight, that you are clear on your priorities, and you start documenting how you do things with a simple checklist that can become your SOPs, your standard operating procedures for how you do things in your business, right? Think of your SOPs as your operations manual, but you don't actually create a manual because that's so 1990s, okay? So at Daily Success Routine, we call it our absolute guide to operations. We have a board in our project management software, and we use Trello right now for all of our ops processes, and a card with how to do different things with a related checklist, right? So some even include video links so a team member can go and watch a video on how to do that thing. Now, we're going to be testing out a software called Process Street for handling all of our SOPs, or having it as a place for all of our SOPs to live, but we haven't fully started using that. So I'll report back on that when we do. Okay, so do you feel ready to rock your business operations? I want you to send me a note and let me know which system you plan to put in place. And to help you to get started, I've created an action guide called the Business Operations Checklist. Okay, so go to dailysuccessroutine.com/EP34. That's dailysuccessroutine.com/EP34. EP34 to download it now. It's action taking time. All right. So go ahead, download today's action guide, decide what system you're going to put in place in the next 30 days, and then hit me up and let me know. If you love today's episode, then I want to invite you to leave us a rating and review on iTunes. You can do that right on your phone. You don't even have to get on the computer. Okay. So go to your podcast app, select the Daily Success Show, and on the page where all of the episodes are, scroll down to the bottom where you see the 5 stars and hit that. Then leave us a review. I'm so excited to hear from you and which system that you're going to start with. Which of these systems are you going to put in place so that your business is increasing income and not bleeding money? All right, we'll talk next week. Until then. Hey, we don't have to wait until the next episode to hang out. So the next time you're on Instagram, YouTube, or Facebook, type Jamila Payne or Daily Success Routine into the search bar, and you'll find more great tips, inspiration, and ideas to help you get organized, productive, and live your dream life.
Daily success, daily success. Plan the week ahead, be excellent. Make money moves, achieve your goals. Transform your life, one routine at a time. Daily success, daily success. Go and get yours. You better go get yours. Daily success, daily success, daily success. You better go get yours. Daily success, daily success, daily success, daily success.